She's a really good mom, except that she sleeps late sometimes.
I probably get up between 12 and 2. I mean, normally, it really varies.
So you let your 3-year-old go to bed at 3 a.m. so you can sleep in till noon?
She's the judge who gives rules on the law and life. She's intense with common sense. She's Judge Lynn Toller on Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life. Alan and Vanessa have been together 4 years. She is 22 and he is 52 years old. Despite their 30-year age difference, they feel they are meant to be together forever. That is, if they can work out their issues.
Alan and I really want to get married, but he needs to stop trying to change me and accept me for who I am.
I am frustrated with my fiance because she's lazy and doesn't contribute enough to our relationship.
Can this couple overcome their problems and a 30-year age gap in order to say I do? Find out today on Divorce Court Before Your Vows.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Alan, Kubala, and Vanessa, and I'm gonna work real hard with this. Benalcazar.
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 Yes.
I'm gonna call you Vanessa. and I'm gonna call you Alan since I'm gonna call her Vanessa. You two have been together for 4 years. You have one 3-year-old together and another one on the way. Yes. And the two of you have been engaged for a little over a year, but you're not quite sure whether or not this is the relationship that will take you into always and forever, so you've come to me for my advice. An interesting thing I think that I should mention off at the top is that Alan, you are 52, and Vanessa, you are 22. So there is a 30-year difference between the two of you. 52 is a good age. That's where I am. You're not old, because I'm not old.
That's right.
You're a little older than her. I have a copy of your license that you've given me, and you've also given me permission to tear it up. If I don't believe that this union is what you should go forward with, I can also give it back to you if I think this is a well-advised match. But before we do that, of course, I want to talk to both of you about what's going on in the relationship, why you love each other, but why you're also not quite sure marriage is a thing for you to do. Alan, I'm going to start with you. So why don't you tell me a little bit about this relationship and why you have concerns over whether or not you should marry?
As deeply as I'm in love with this woman, we have some major issues. And my main problem is I'm really frustrated with her because she doesn't contribute to the relationship enough. She's kind of lazy by nature. In our household, she doesn't work. I make the money. I do the laundry. I do the dishes.
He doesn't do all the laundry. I put away laundry.
Hang on, no, wait a minute, let him finish. You're the primary breadwinner. You're the only breadwinner.
Only breadwinner.
You do the laundry.
I do the laundry.
You do the dishes.
I do the dishes. I take out the garbage. I pay the bills. I get a little help from her every once in a while on some of those things, and that's it.
It's just hard for me. I mean, I was raised...
Why is it hard?
I was raised a certain way. My mom totally spoiled us. She never made us do any chores. She never, I mean, I basically get away with doing only what I wanted to and not what I didn't want to do. That's the way I've grown up for 20 years, and it's really hard to just change overnight, like this, boom, and then start, working hard in the house all day. It's not, who I was before. It's just really hard for me to change.
Okay. You know it's a problem, though, right? You know that you were raised that way. And are you making an effort to get better at it?
Yes, I am. I mean, the pregnancy has definitely set me back some. I've been doing a whole lot of lessons. I've been pregnant. I've had a really, really hard pregnancy.
It isn't just from the pregnancy.
I was improving before I got pregnant, for sure. I was trying to improve.
You sure you're not using the pregnancy as an excuse?
He claims they're all excuses, but they're legitimate, in my mind.
She's always tired.
When people say they're legitimate, in my mind, they know and they're not legit. But anyway, that's okay, Mr.
I'm just saying, in my opinion.
Alan, go ahead. How is she with the child that's already there? Good mom, everything's cool?
She's a really good mom, except that she sleeps late sometimes. I've come home from work at different hours, sometimes home for lunch, and he's playing by himself and she's in bed asleep. And that's happened numerous times.
Vanessa, did that occur? Or does that occur? I guess he says it's ongoing.
Sometimes he'll get up a little earlier than I do, and I will put something on TV for him. I'll get him breakfast or whatever he wants to eat. I'll be like half asleep. I'll be listening to what's going on. I'm not like, you know, watching him like a hawk, but our house is childproof.
Clearly that's not right. You know, there's no such thing as kid-proof, you know?
Yes.
It's kid-friendly, it's boo-boo resistant, it's all, but it's not the real thing. When your kid is up and in the house, you need to be up, period,
Part of that
issue
is he wants me to keep Julian on an earlier schedule than I'm on. And
well, what kind of schedule are you on?
I probably get up between 12 and 2. I mean, normally, it really varies. Sometimes I'll get up at 10, sometimes I'll get up at 6.
So what does Mr. 3 do between those hours if you're asleep?
Normally, I'll keep him on a late schedule with me. He doesn't go to school or anything, so he can go to bed at 3 a.m. and get up at noon.
So you let your 3-year-old go to bed at 3 a.m. so you can sleep until noon?
Yep.
Now, do you think that's the best thing for him?
Not necessarily, but I mean, I don't really see how shifting his schedule later is like it should affect him that much. He's not going to school.
You're going to have to do it eventually.
Of
and
course.
once it becomes a habit, it's harder to undo. If you do it right from the beginning, like if your mama had trained you right from the start, and you wouldn't have such a hard time being reasonable right now. Having said that, number 2, I will say this. I was raised in a household where I never did anything. We always had people cooking and cleaning and doing stuff for us. I had enough sense to, but see, I grew out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that old yet. I mean, I got some more time.
I didn't grow out of it at 52. I did so as a young woman in order to do my life. It's not like you've had a major illness that has handicapped you. It's a decision that you make.
Your Honor, she doesn't want to change. She's told me that what you prefer to do.
The answer to that is 22.
You can't. I know plenty of 22-year-olds who aren't lazy. My daughter is 21. She works and goes to school. My son is 29. He put himself through school on scholarships and working as a computer programmer. Being 22 is not an excuse to be lazy, and it's not an excuse to not try harder in our relationship.
It's not, and I agree with you, absolutely, because I got somebody 20 doing the same thing, but what I'm saying is you grow old over time. You're looking for 52 in the head and 22 in the body, and you get what you get.
When Divorce Court Before Your Vows continues, how will Alan explain this one?
She ended up stealing my phone number from a friend that had my phone number, and she texted me. And she said,
you liked him from jump?
Yes.
And you pursued him?
Yes.
I was married at the time.
And later, Alan professes his love for Vanessa in song.
Gonna see if through it all we can stay true. Gonna find out if we have a clue. The judge will tell us what to do.
Are you considering marriage but aren't sure if it's the right step? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court Before Your Vows is back with the case of Alan Kubala, who says he wants to marry his fiancée but is rethinking his decision because she is so lazy. But is it Alan's fault that she behaves the way she does?
I never misrepresented myself from the start. I told him, I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Why don't you tell me how you met?
We met at a drum circle. A mutual friend had a party, and it's where people bring their drums and sit in a circle and play. She ended up stealing my phone number from a friend that had my phone number, and she texted me. And she
said,
you
liked him from jump?
Yes.
And you pursued him?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
That is true, Your Honor. I was married at the time.
Did you find that a problem?
We never did anything inappropriate. We texted.
He was never unfaithful at any time. We never had any kind of physical relationship.
Was your marriage already on the rocks by the time that you met her?
It was on,
I mean, at some point you made a transition from her to her.
It had been on the rocks, but it was, it had gotten better. It was missing passion, which is something that we have.
So you told your wife and...
I told my wife the very first time I met her. In fact, not that first time, but the first time we ever got together after that.
What'd you tell her?
I brought her home to meet Vanessa. I told her I really like this person.
Oh, hang on. You brought the woman that you were starting to like and it ultimately replaced your wife with to meet your wife?
Yes.
And how did you introduce her?
I said, this is my friend Vanessa. And I made them both dinner.
Don't you think that's a little cold-blooded to do to your wife?
To do what?
To bring the woman you're going to replace her with to your home to dine.
I thought it was the right thing to do because it was, that way there's nothing hidden. I'm not being dishonest.
There's a lot of ways to tell the truth. That ain't one of them. That was just mean. It's hurtful, okay?
Okay.
You just take my word on that one. So we don't, and then remember what he did. Never forget what he thought was okay to do.
Well,
no, I'm not. I'm saying remember what he did. You can't ignore that. You said that you didn't like the fact that he gives you chores on a racer board or
that's
chalkboard.
not exactly true. I mean, the thing is, my response to all this laziness and immaturity is, I mean, I never misrepresented myself from the start. Right. I told him, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and I want to stay at home and not have to, stay on a tight schedule, and I want to kind of just do, what I want, basically.
Feel.
But
do you believe that he wants something now that he didn't ask of you in the beginning, or?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I wasn't doing anything like this in the beginning, and he didn't have any complaints.
Of course, I didn't ask for it in the beginning. We were getting to know each other.
But now that you're considering marriage, you want her to step up to the plate and act more like a responsible wife.
Yes, I do. I put up with it at first because I really like to take care of people. It's something I'm good at, I enjoy it, and she wanted to be taken care of, so we were a good match in that sense. And she told me just to be patient and she will start to do more, and it just hasn't happened. Well,
he's just really hypersensitive about everything too. It's like if he just gets really bent out of shape sometimes, like he'll go, be frustrated too far, and he'll say, "Get out of my house." Like about once a month on average, sometimes once every 3 months.
Do you do that, Alan?
In front of the kids too.
I don't quite say it like that. There's a point, it happens about once a month, yes, where I get fed up and I feel like I'm being taken advantage of and that I've been too lenient to put up with it, and I just say, this isn't going to work. Go back to your mom's.
Alan,
now he says that.
Can I say this to you? Can I say this to you? You can't make someone you love not feel safe in their own home, to feel like if I don't behave appropriately, I have got to go. You can argue about things, you can go back and forth, but to put that ultimate, you didn't do it right, you're out, that's hugely, that disorders you. It makes you feel unsafe in a very major and concrete way, and that's not how adults conduct business.
When Divorce Court Before Your Vows continues, what does Alan say that has Judge Lynn giving praise?
Alan, you hit it out of the park. That was a lovely answer.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court Before Your Vows returns with the case of Alan Kubala, who left his wife in order to date his current fiancé. But does Vanessa love Alan as much as he loves her?
Your Honor, I wrote her a song.
As long as it's not a rap, you can go ahead and do it.
Absolutely not.
Why don't you give me your 60-second case why she is the woman for you? Why I would say, oh my God, they've got to be together.
I don't know if you'll say, oh my God, they've got to be together because of this, but I left my wife to be with her, and there was a reason. I felt something really strongly, and a lot of people are going to assume it's because she's young and beautiful, and that really wasn't it. We had a way of being together that was comfortable and exciting at the same time.
Comfortable and exciting.
I've never experienced those two things together. I'd been comfortable in relationships, and I'd been like really excited, but I had both of those. And we have a lot of interesting conversations because our outlook on life is different. She's a cynic, and I'm an optimist. And so things will come up, on TV or some shows we're watching, and we'll like kind of argue about our points of view from that, and it's very intellectually stimulating. She's a good companion. We enjoy each other's company, and she's the kind of person I want to come home to because I feel that we're connected, that we're like soulmates, and it was worth it to me for all this other stuff because of that. I trust my feelings.
Alan, you hit it out of the park. That was a lovely answer. It was very thoughtful, it was in-depth, it was specific, It was compelling. I really enjoyed that response. Did you hear? That was a wonderful thing he said about you. It was a beautiful thing. And it wasn't just flowery and rosy. It had specifics.
Your Honor, I wrote her a song. And
oh, did you?
I wrote you. It's for you too.
As long as it's not a rap, you can go ahead and do it.
Absolutely not.
Go ahead, Alan.
This is for her, and it's about our experience meeting you. People writing down everything we say, gonna see if through it all we can stay true. Gonna find out if we have a clue. The judge will tell us what to do. We'll spend the night together too. Gonna see Judge Toller tonight.
That was very nice, Alan.
When Divorce Court Before Your Vows continues, will Judge Lynn give this couple her blessing or tell them to break up?
You want to marry her and all that kind of stuff, prepare to play the daddy role, because that's who you're going to be.
Divorce Court Before Your Vows returns with the case of Alan Kubala and Vanessa Benelkasar, who have come before Judge Lynn to see whether or not they should marry despite their 30-year age difference.
I gotta say, just on a basic life level, May, December, age doesn't matter. I think age matters. When you're 42, how old will he be?
72?
Look at that for what it is. Did you understand?
What's wrong with that?
When you're 52, he'll be 82.
So?
I mean, what do you mean so?
I love him. I don't care if he's a lot older than I am.
See, she's not ready, and let me tell you why she's not ready. She's still a kid. You know, love doesn't conquer all. There are practicalities in all of life, and she doesn't see that. She's not ready yet. I know why she likes you. You're a likable guy, but you're trying to make her into a woman, and she's not there yet. The fact that she had kids early doesn't make her a grown woman. And I don't think that, I mean, if you want to get with her and you want to marry her and all that kind of stuff, prepare to play the daddy role, because that's who you're going to be. People have made more bizarre things work. I don't think she's ready. I think she needs to grow up. I think it's a shame that you started having kids so early, because I want them to have stability. I don't think you can give them to them alone. I think that he can, but I don't think you can. So I'm in a position where I can't applaud the marriage, but I'm like, it's better than the alternative, which is not, you know, throwing rice at you, but I'm not giving you a bus ticket either. You know, it's
we can deal with that.
Here's what I'll ask of you. You get parenting classes, and you both get marriage counseling. Don't you think?
Okay. What is marriage counseling going to do you think? We know what our issues are.
We're very good at communicating.
But you can't solve them.
We communicate very well.
But you can't solve them.
Well, what are they going to do? Make her start working harder?
They can help you solve the problem. They can help you do things in other ways. They can help her face her issues and you face your issues. You know what I mean?
Like separately, you mean?
Together, separately. There's a whole lot you don't know about it. Go look and see. I can't tear it up. I can't give it to you. I'm so conflicted, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to bless you and leave you. This matter is adjourned. Good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Alan and Vanessa are still together and happier than they were prior to coming to divorce court. While he is still on her case for being lazy and sleeping too much, Alan realizes he can't always threaten her with leaving the relationship. Vanessa understands that she needs to help out more around the house and is trying her best to step up to her responsibilities.